This is an article I wrote for, it went on Fox News the other day, and it was about a 46-year-old woman, Down syndrome, largely nonverbal. Her sister is her caretaker and her life. This is early April 2020. Taken to a hospital, ER, COVID, respiratory disease, not sure what's going on. They take her in the back. Sister goes to go with her. You can't come back here. She would never see her sister again. For the next 10 days, they would try to get information on what's going on. She had no idea what was going on. They basically said goodbye to her on FaceTime over an iPad in the parking lot of the hospital. They read her charts later and find out she was so disturbed and upset, they had to restrain her with straps. She was strapped to her gurney. I get emotional. She was strapped to her gurney for 10 days.
Yeah.
And then died, not having anyone around her, of having any clue what was happening. She had no idea what medicines they were giving her, and when I see that, I go, I'm going to get justice for Franca.
Yeah, that I read that. I think you first talked about this on Twitter, and then you wrote this up, and what I thought at the time that it is so horrifically inhumane. I think about how it's possible that healthcare workers could think that's okay. I'm sure there was a rule or a mandate or something or just practices, but how could someone that got into medicine to help people do that to somebody? I don't. So there's some sort of crazy groupthink that's deadly evil in that story.
Yeah, I mean, it goes back. This is sort of, we never learn from the history, right? Even 400 years ago, I mentioned Milan, Italy. I talk about this in the book and how they got so scared. They burned everything that was soiled. There was rumors that there were foreign forces coming into the city to whitewash the walls and anoint the benches, as they say in Italian, with water, infected water, to spread it further. A gentleman's in church. This one journal entry has it. He gets up from praying. He goes to brush off his pew. People immediately attack him, thinking that he's anointing the bench. Take him outside. The journal entry ends. I don't think he could have survived very many moments later.
Yeah.
And you know, we have these histories that are replete there. It goes back to even biblical times. There's a rabbinical story that's passed down about the people of Noah, the people that he left behind, who were, you know, not God's favorite people. It said when the waters rose, these are the people who did make it on the ship, right? They put their children to their hips. When it rose to their chest, they put their children on their shoulders. But when the waters rose to their neck, they put their children on their feet so they could survive. There are times when I felt like these health officials did that to my kids. Right?
Yeah.
It's a wrenching thing when you realize you get that call from school, and they say, yeah, someone tested positive, and you tell your daughter you're not going to school for 10 days.
Yeah.
And then I tell my next daughter you're not going to school. From November, Thanksgiving of 2021 till January of 2022, we had a kid at home every single day, because of stupid exposure rules, right? Quarantining the healthy people, thinking that somehow they could contact trace their way out of this nonsense. And it was, I mean, you know, we were all shut out of schools in the spring of 2020 and the fall of 2020. That winter of 2021 was worse because it was like quarantine and shut down by proxy, and you never knew it was coming. It drove parents crazy. I think that's when we won a lot of our converts to that cause, which is making sure that we're just not going to allow it to happen again.
Yeah.
And I want people to get both passionate about it, but also just we're going to have to bridge that olive leaf and bring people over to show them what's going on and hopefully come to some better agreement on this thing.